are back in the locker room with Billy Schweim for the Eagles pregame show right here on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app. And every time I hear that song, I get pumped up. And even though there's really not that much to play for today, you still get the juices flowing when you hear it. And I know my next guest has probably the same feeling. So let's go to the Barb's Harley-Davidson Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room in conjunction with Ken Dunnick and the Jersey Man magazine, our Where Are They Now segment. Let's go to the hotline and welcome in former Eagle Reno Mahe. What's up, Reno?
Hey, what's going on, boss? Thanks for having me this morning.
Good to talk to you, man. I haven't, it's funny when Ken Dunnick, we collaborate, and when he said Reno Mahe, I said, oh, he'd be great. He was a fan favorite.
And that's a testament to the Eagle fans. The 53 man on the roster is a fan favorite.
Hey, man, this town, they love people that work hard and you keep it real, which you did. But I got to tell you, Reno, do you get – let me ask you, when you hear that song all the way out in Utah, does that get you a little – chills up your back a little bit?
Oh, I kid you not. Whenever I see Eagle paraphernalia here in Utah, I just start singing that song out loud. I don't care if I'm in a restaurant, at church, it don't matter. I'll sing that song to see if that person is a real Eagles fan or not.
Do you see a lot of Eagles stuff out there in Utah?
Here and there. I mean, again, just here and there I'll see someone with the Eagles hat or shirt or something, and a lot of people that have migrated west from Philadelphia, and it's pretty fun to sing that song and see their reaction and have them chime in as well. So here and there you'll see it around town.
Reno, now one of the things that endeared you to people in the Delaware Valley is because in the offseason, you played for the Eagles from 2003 to 2007, I believe. And but what endeared you to people here in this area is that in the offseason, you worked as a host at Chickies and Pete's.
So I was actually living in Texas during the off season because that's where my wife's mom lived. So we stayed there, but I had to come in for off season workouts. And every time after workouts, we'd go over to Chickie and Pete's, and Pete would hook us up. And so I found myself spending a lot of time there. And one day I told him, I was like, if I'm gonna be here anyways, you guys care if I put in some hours? Because I didn't have my wife and kids in Philly with me for those 3-4 days I was there, and so I just figured, you know what, I might as well get some hours in while I'm hanging out in Philadelphia during those few days, and it turned out to be a sweet deal. You got to really meet the people of Philadelphia in a different setting, and it was an awesome deal for me.
Now, did people come in and like hound you for autographs and stuff like that, or after a while it was like, hey, there's Reno?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad at all. It was actually people were great. Again, for me, most of it was even just the people I got to work with at Chickie and Pete's. It really showed me what Philadelphia was all about, in my opinion.
Now, Reno, this is a segment called Where Are They Now? Tell us, where do you live and what are you doing with yourself?
So I live in Lehigh, Utah, just between the two big cities here in Utah, Salt Lake City and Provo, Utah. I'm right in the middle. I still got a wife that still likes me.
Lucky.
Yeah, I got 9 kids. My oldest is 21, down to a 2-year-old. So my kids range from a freshman in college, down high school, junior high, elementary, and a couple at home. And I work for a company called Mental Health for Heroes. We're just helping our first responders and just trying to be a resource for them to go get mental health. help with as far as therapy and whatnot. So
now
that's about it.
You went to BYU. Are you close to your alma mater?
Yes, very close. As a matter of fact, the head coach he just had dinner here last Sunday here at my house. So I'm still close to the program. I follow them really well, or follow them religiously. So very close to the program.
Yeah, I know. You obviously. I don't know if our listeners know. I found out you did have a tragedy in your family, and I want to extend our sympathies to you. I know that was a very difficult thing. But you have any plans of coaching in the future? I know you were coaching when that happened. You lost your daughter, but very tragic. I'm sorry to hear that. But are you plan on getting back into coaching?
Yeah, I honestly, I'll get an itch every now and then, and so I try to catch a bunch of games here and there, and but it's, again, my hat's off to all these coaches. I was able to do it at the college level for a couple of years, like you're mentioning, but the time commitment for that is, you don't realize it. You just see these coaches on the field during the game and here and there, practices and interviews, but the time commitment that they have to put in to be successful, it's a tough life. It really is. And so there's just that balance. I mentioned earlier how many kids I have, and
you're not getting out of the house.
Yeah, at the end of the day, something has to give, though, right? How much time you put in somewhere or whatnot, and so I always weigh that on how important or how much I'd want to go coach versus time away from my family.
We're talking with Reno Mahe, former Philadelphia Eagle, and Reno, I did in preparation for having you on my show. I read you played a game. You had an appendectomy, which for people know that you had appendix removed, laser surgery on a Monday, and you played what, that Saturday, for that Friday or Saturday night? You had blood. How did you do that? You had blood. I heard blood. I read blood coming out of your uniform. And are you nuts?
It was against the rival school out here. That game we were undefeated. I believe we were 10-0 or 11-0 at that time, and I just couldn't miss that game.
Talk about dedication.
So, we won the game, so it was all worth it.
Now, Reno, you come to Philadelphia in 2003 as a undrafted free agent. You make the team, and then you become a special teams guy. You switch from wide receiver to running back, but you led the NFL in punt returning. That's a pretty great feat.
All that was great, but I think my best feat as an Eagles player would have to be letting Westbrook take a break all week so that he can ball out on Sunday. Once Westbrook became the Pro Bowl all world Westbrook, I always have to remind Westbrook that, hey, remember I used to do all the hard lifting during the week so you can rest for Sunday.
Now, Reno, you come to Philadelphia from Utah. I mean, you're born in L.A., but you went to high school in Utah. What was it like coming east to Philadelphia?
It's just something most people probably wouldn't know about me. I went to 6 elementary schools, 4 junior highs, and so going somewhere new wasn't, and then going from the hood in Los Angeles to the suburbs of Utah, there's a lot of culture shock and whatnot, but coming to Philadelphia, the Italians in Philadelphia to me was no different than the Polynesians in the islands. I mean, they're all about family and food and just fun. And so it wasn't that bad. Now, I think the one thing I equate Philadelphia, especially Eagles fans, to is they're like that uncle that just keeps it real with you. Like they're not about that participation trophy. It's all about, like, if you suck, they're gonna tell you suck. But what they're gonna do is they're gonna always show up, though. You know what I mean? They're gonna show up. They're gonna keep it real. I know people always talk about Eagle fans are, they're hard, and this is like, no, they're hard, but they love you just as hard. So I've always had a blast and love for the Eagle Nation and everything about what they're about. And I think the press will spin it however way they want. Like, the real Eagle fans always have your back.
Reno, what's your favorite memory of playing in Philadelphia?
Oh man, you played the Super Bowl, right? Yeah, but that's not a favorite memory. We all remember we all know the Patriots cheated us, dude. As far as like the Eagle fans go, it was like being able to walk in Philadelphia and you're undrafted free agent, and people still, like, they recognize you and appreciate you, even though you might have been 54th or 53rd on making the team, and they still showed you love. But it was one of the places that I had a dream come true in being able to play in the NFL. And so it's one of those places that will always hold dear to my heart for being able to make one of my dreams come true. And so the fact that I get to share with Philadelphia and the Eagles is, again, I didn't play anywhere else but Philadelphia. So all my 5 years in the NFL was Philadelphia. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you shared it with us. You were a fan favorite. You seem like a really great guy, humble and appreciative. And I'm appreciative that you are our last Where Are They Now segment. We finished off with a great one. Reno Mahe, former Philadelphia Eagle.